Today we're going to take a step in a bit of a different direction. I don't know if you've ever heard of Conor McGregor. He's not really a bodybuilder per se, but he is a UFC fighter. Now, before I explain why Conor McGregor is most likely beyond anything of natural capability as far as his body goes, I'm going to say not everyone who takes steroids has to be all big and bulky like a bodybuilder, which a lot of people like to believe. Lance Armstrong was caught taking steroids, and he's a 5-pound cyclist. You know what I mean? He's skinny. He was caught. It's just something you don't have to be all big and bulky to do, and a lot of people would like to believe that. When it comes to the UFC, on this level of fighting, pretty much everyone is on some kind of performance-enhancing drug. Anderson Silva was caught. John Jones, the youngest UFC champion in history, was caught taking steroids. And many others have been caught, like Brock Lesnar, Alistair Overeem, and the list just goes on and on and on. When it comes to the fighting business, steroids are taken so that athletes can train harder, fight harder, last longer in a fight, with their cardio and all that, along with making them considerably stronger, which, would make them stronger than they could be naturally. It also allows them to switch between weight classes fairly easily, as Conor switched between 3 weight classes in 3 months. Now, to the normal person, I don't know if you understand how insane that is, but I forget who it is, but another UFC fighter has came out and said, I think it might have been Jose Aldo, don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but it might have been, who was accusing Conor because of that reason. It could have been somebody else, but it might have been Jose Aldo. Nate Diaz has accused Conor McGregor of steroids, along with stating that everyone in the UFC are on them.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
Your teammate Gil and Jake were 2 caught on steroids. Not
and
me.
You and Dos
Not
Anjos
me.
and Pettis
What are you talking about?
and
Not
everybody.
me. I'm not on no steroids. What the fuck are you talking about? Your 2 teammates were on steroids. That's your 2 boys, the scrap pack. Remember that? Well, them. Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you?
You're on steroids.
Sure I am. I'm just an animal.
UFC fighters take these kinds of drugs to give them an extra edge when fighting. Taking steroids kind of help these athletes be champions. There's a lot of money coming into these fights. So would it really be that crazy to say, hey, let me hop on some stuff, give me a way better chance of winning this title and becoming a champion, winning a lot of money? It's a clear-cut answer from me. Let's also make note that Conor McGregor has gotten down to extremely low body fat percentages, which can result in hormone imbalance. And if this happens, which it will, if your body fat percentage gets below 8%. So if this happens, which it has, I'm pretty sure he's went below 8% for sure. A hormone balance will occur, which means he won't be able to maintain an erection. His test levels will fall through the floor. He will lose strength and endurance, and you can't win a fight in this type of condition. But of course, none of this is an issue if you take anabolic steroids, which I believe to be the case here. And some may argue that Conor McGregor has passed all of his drug tests. He's been drug tested by such and such. He's been drug tested a number of times. There's no way he would have failed. He would have tested positive. And to that I say that this is just shitty anecdotal claims of ways of, kind of satisfying their own selves. This simply doesn't mean that he's drug-free. Lance Armstrong, who I mentioned earlier, got away with steroids for years. He was one of, if not the most drug-tested athlete in the Olympics, probably. And for years, he got away with using, banned substances. And if you didn't already know, the Olympics spend millions of dollars in drug testing. And even still, athletes get away with drug use, as Lance Armstrong did for years upon a time. Now that you're more informed, you can thus have a better understanding that looks can be deceiving, and never ignore the possibility of steroids in a sport. Now, my conclusion, based off all the evidence I've presented in the video, is Conor McGregor is 98% on some kind of performance-enhancing drug, some kind of supplement that's helping him get that extra edge. Something, he's not doing this on his own. You know what I'm saying? There's an outside source that's contributing to his performance and his ability to do all the crazy things that he's done. With all this being said, you know, I'm pretty sure, unless you're ignorant, that you agree with the things that I've said, and that you probably agree with me. If not, you know, that's your opinion, whatever. You're wrong. But anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video.